There we go. Wow. There's 3 buttons to press, not just 2. So sorry about that, guys, but hope you enjoyed the very silent introduction. But yeah, quickly, just want to say thank you for joining us today. Hope you're as excited as I am. Have this box with contents that I'm excited to crack into. If you're a premium member or follow on social media, not really a secret or anything. But I hope you're as pumped as I am, whether you know or not, or can tell by graphics. Not too secret, but I'm super excited. Looking forward to this long time. So yeah, very excited. We'll crack into it in a minute. Just want to say thank you to everyone for joining, whether you're here live or watching this back in the future, or appreciate you and your time. That's questions. So as you can see in the graphic down below, that side over there, this army is brought to you in partnership with Art W Studio. It's a commission painting studio in Spain. They do amazing work, and we've been talking for a few months now about doing a project together, and this is the fruits of that project. So I'm excited. I literally, this box arrived Monday and I haven't opened it straight this whole time, just so I could do it with you guys on stream. But yeah, I'm really excited. Needless to say, let's crack on. I think you guys are probably as eager as I am. It is not Skaven, Braden. We have 1.5. Well, Ridge has a Skaven army. Carl sold his Skaven army. Parts of it. We did want to choose an army that was not yet. Just wanting to slowly expand. Always. I would go full. Yeah, I could go full. And being, I'm gonna put everything up. You'll see this packing it. 3 layers of foam. You guys will appreciate when I'm Art W stickers. Lots of them. But I'm going to show all these minis off over here. I want you guys to see that full. I'm just going to do it right now. So, any last minute? Here, let me try and just turn it off a bit. Turned the gain up. Hopefully that should be a little bit better and it's not too loud for you guys. Let me know if there's any issues though. Thanks Linkers for the heads up. So there's a bunch of models in here, all very nicely wrapped, I have to say. This looks like the first one that is most easily accessible. So we're just gonna, oh, this is like, so I know the contents of what's coming. I want to leave this to last because I think this is going to be one of the bigger pieces. So not necessarily last, but not doing it yet. I got to throw all. So any last minute guesses? Okay, Red Undead, you nailed it. But yeah, so here we go. First model opening. Beautiful. Hey. This, I'll show you on the little camera. It wants to focus. That. And then we'll throw it over here. And of course, also want to set some mood lighting. If everything would cooperate, which it never does. So, yeah, as you guys are mentioning, or don't throw that. So this is a Soulblight Gravelord's army. Super pumped to finally be having Soulblight as a channel army. Obviously, we've had Matt on with his Soulblight, but it's an army. I mean, I've been collecting these models for like since they came out, just slowly accumulating. So I'm very pumped to finally have our own Soulblight army for the channel. And of course, glad they were at the top, but imperative that we have a ton of Blood Knights. So here, you guys know the army now. See Blood Knights. How many Blood Knights do you think there are? This is gonna be the bet. This is the guess. How many Blood Knights do you think we got painted up in this army? Good day, Daniel from 1 a.m. Australia. Thanks for joining. 15, 20, man. No less than 15, 30. Mark, you're a madman. Daniel, thank you for being a premium member for 4 months. And glad you're able to use your little super chat. Yeah, if you're a member, you get a free super chat every month. I definitely am not going to fit them all in frame. You guys have guessed pretty well. Are you guessing that there are 20 Blood Knights? And there are indeed 20 Blood Knights. So. Went for talking with the team, Mario and the team at RW. I wanted to go for a muted scheme with some like, you know, color popping OSL and stuff like that. So it's like wanting it to be, a lot of my armies are gritty and I like the realism aspect of it rather than like, that's more my style. And these guys, I just love it. The green really pops. Spooky undead OSL. Yeah, the lances are very pokey. I'm very thankful that, like, if you look how nicely this stuff is all packaged, international shipping of models can always be a little scary, but when they're packed like this, I have a lot of faith. So huge props to RW, not only for their beautiful work, but their amazing packing job, always important. Yeah, you did it for free, so I'm glad you're able to do it. Member for 10 months. Huge shout out, thank you so much. Yeah, Flesh Eaters haven't gotten the vote lately, but I'm actually going to, what we do with those armies, like, we try and cycle it so we get, you know, armies on every so often. If an army, like, you know, that's why they're possibly up for multiple votes sometimes. If they haven't won in a while or we're looking to get them on, we'll just put them up as the primary army soon. So we'll do that with Flesh Eaters. Get them on definitely in the near future. Let me just see if I... Is in focus or is it focusing on? That's all right. Set it to auto. Something's in the middle. Yeah, I went with spears. You may notice with the Soulblight army, this initial stuff. So we got about just over 2,000 points painted up by the team at RW, and obviously there's a lot. I mean, Soulblight's a deep book, so nothing is bad by any means, but I definitely went for aesthetics a lot with that's why I went for 20 Blood Knights these days. And yeah, there'll be some other stuff. Okay, so here's our unit champ. One of them. I think there was just but sorry, I was going on to say that's why I went with the lances, just because they look cooler, even though it doesn't matter the profile. This is unit leader. Spooky ethereal horse. Not ethereal, but spooky. Yeah, there's so many Blood Knights. Moving them off to the side. Yes, better be more than 15. So there are 20 Blood Knights, so I think we planned it for 2 units of 10. And we didn't get a ton of the big heroes done yet, but definitely want to expand this army in the future. More Blood Knights. Okay, so we went for 5 unit leaders. We'll just combine units. Have one stand out one way or another for units, but that way we can run it all as 5s. Or as like 10s. Or maybe we'll run a 15 one time. Doomfire Warlock spam. Yeah, we don't have any Doomfire Warlocks yet. Doc, like Soulblight, is an army that haven't really... Like, this is our first pieces of Soulblight, but neither of them do we have a huge range of. Always the challenge of trying to balance adding new armies and expanding others, but this is why I am so excited for us to partner with RW and get some help getting new armies on the channel. Soulblight are beautiful. You always love me some Cavalry. Looks like these might be the last couple Blood Knights. Adam, glad you're enjoying the creepy glow and the Blood Knights on camera. Oh, the focusing isn't doing what I wanted it to. We're gonna go back to manual focus. Just because guy in the way. Focus side probably. Daniel says, turns out an entire army list that does damage in the hero phase, shooting, and fighting phase with a Morathi doesn't win games. I mean, it definitely can, but it's still not infallible. Like, no army is really too OP right now. I think the meta's in a great place, which is nice. So yeah, just trying to get these last couple Blood Knights out here. We'll look to see what else we got. Matt, you can definitely focus on Staven. I didn't even know you had Staven. You're on the Night Haunt train. I know Matt had, you guys would have seen already Matt's Night Haunt on the channel. That was an older army, so. Alright, we got a new unit, so let me pull off these Blood Knights. So many. Matt, always play whatever you want. Collect what's cool, what you're enjoying. What's up, Mark? Staven and Night Haunt were your first loves. Nice. Well, hopefully Night Haunt. I mean, Staven is going to be doing well as well. Night Haunt's looking pretty. little better. This is our second unit here. What's up, Davis? Yeah, there's a few people that always vote FAC, but we'll definitely get them on the channel soon. So we got some Fel Bats, a little unit of 3. They're gonna be great now, especially with the new GHB, because they can go take objectives and die and not give up extra points or whatever for veterans or different way battle tactics. So this is our first hero. Looks like we have, sadly, our first little casualty. Looks like his hand popped off at the glue point. But we've got a White King on Ethereal Steed. It'll be an easy little glue up. We do have a White King. What do we have in here? Started off with Beast of Chaos for competitive play, going with it on Team Tournament. Nice. Beast of Chaos is in a great place right now. From the sounds and looks of it. Oh, here we go. Doesn't want to focus. Another little box of heroes. Too tall. Way too tall. All right. There we go. Try it. Here we go. So this is from the Warband, actually, the Underworld's Warband. In a bunch of these models. This is obviously going to be used as a Vampire Lord for us. Then this fine lady is going to be our Necromancer. Just love some of the one-off models. There's great character in them, so I want to take advantage. Necromancer was. We have some skeletons. Obviously, they pair well with the White King. And my brother actually has a bunch of Soulblight stuff as well. Not that he's painted any of it yet, but he is getting, I think, 110 zombies commissioned. Opted for skeletons because we don't need any more zombies. Look at these spooky boys. So we have, it looks like, so we'll have a unit, not a unit of, but we got 40 skeletons total in here in this box. Are you going to use the Graveguard model from GW? Well, you'll find out very soon. But I do love these skeleton models. Graveguard are, sadly, in comparison, you know, people don't love them as much. because these are older models. Is there any armies which have not been featured on the channel before? We have not ever had Slaanesh on, or Cities of Sigmar, I believe. We might have had Cities on in like a live match, maybe for an event or something, but we've never had Slaanesh and so not had Cities in a standard battle. Yeah. Linkers just asked when we're getting Slaanesh on, and that's a good question. Love to, of course. Slaanesh, actually, I do have a bunch of Slaanesh in the closet. Potentially going to be one of the armies we look at doing next in the future. Do in a couple months, perhaps, because there are some beautiful models in that range, and would love to see what they do. Focus on these. Go. So we have 40 regular skeletons. Our unit leaders. They all have musician. All guys with big bad swords. Yeah, I'm really excited. We're actually planning, if you are a premium member, you saw we actually had a vote up for this army already. And we'll be playing it soon in a game. I think tomorrow, actually, me and Carl are filming a game with it. But excited to see how all this stuff does, especially with the new rules, new GV, Galatian veterans. We got 20 Graveyard painted red undead, so 40 regular skellies, 20 Graveyard, which we'll eventually get another 20 down the road, but 20 is a good start. Didn't want, like, I mean, besides Blood Knights, we didn't go too ham on any one unit. But Blood Knights are exception because they're incredible, and I want to. Matt's talking about cities. Yeah, I thought we had cities on in a live game, Mark. So, we've had Fel Bats. We got the Blood Knights, you've seen those. We've seen our skeletons, we've seen Graveyard, we see our White King, Vampire Lord, Necromancer, Fel Bats. I don't know if I mentioned that. There's one model left that this was the first one that was near the top. I got some more skellies in there to unpack, but we can do that later. I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. Adam, that is so nice to hear, saying that our channel, along with Vince, are a big reason why they started AOS, and I am so pumped to hear that. AOS is a great game, and I think it's in a fantastic position right now. So super happy you've been enjoying the channel and content. It's been stoking your AOS love. Yes, Red Undead guessing it in the chat. Stuff is so nicely packaged. Look at this guy. Let's see how beautiful he is. So spooky. So the commissions at with Art W, they have like 3 different levels, and you can kind of decide how you want different models painted or what level at, and your whole army doesn't have to be the same. So a lot of like the foot troops at Staleys, they were all like the basic level 1. I mean, they were beautiful. But like this guy, I think was one of the, maybe the only pieces we got up, like done up at the like full level 3. It's beautiful. That him. Our Vangorian Lord. So that's the last unit of the army. So I think it's like just over 2,000 points. List we're playing tomorrow, I think, is everything you've seen minus 10 skeletons, and they don't have the Fel Bats. So there's not a ton of wiggle room in the list right now, but definitely going to be adding some more things. And looking at like, I know the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon is definitely a big centerpiece we'll want to get done in the future. But just wanted to make sure we got a bunch of the staples, so we got a playable 2K army, and then we'll add to it in the future. So pumped for that. And look at that. It says a good old bat butt. Nice butt. This is one of those models that has definitely grown on me, that like I didn't love the design of initially, but just seeing what people could do with it, hobby perspective, and I've definitely started to enjoy it a lot more. It was actually, I was like that with a lot of the Deepkin range. When I first got into AOS, I didn't love all the like mounted fish stuff, but I fell in love with the Thralls and Reavers, which I've been playing a lot of recently, and they're incredible. I mean, the whole range is incredible, but the Thralls and Reavers were my first loves in Deepkin, and everything else they kind of grew on me. Andre says, school and work have torn him away from AOS and Warhammer, but our content has allowed him to stay connected. Well, I'm glad to hear it. That's normal. Comes in waves, right? Especially in school. I barely hobbied when I was in university. Did a little here and there, but it's hard, tough with school and life and all that stuff. So glad you're able to stay connected. Hope you're enjoying not only the content, but this beautiful Soulblight army that we're pumped to get on the channel. Filming 2 games this week with the new GHB rules, and then at least another 2 or 3 next week. So trying to get right into it, pump it out, and we're going to be straying away from doing as much event coverage, just because it kind of, when we film 5 games for an event, it kind of takes over the channel for 3 weeks. So look forward to more of our kind of concise standard battle reports kind of going forward. Show off some more stuff. Our unit leader, I'm sure there's a unit leader for the skeletons. If we can find him. Mark, you're in Halifax? What? Have fun. Alright, the test is, can I tell which skeleton is the unit leader even? Have I ever considered 3 games? I mean, yeah. I've had to do it before. Had to. Like, I mind playing AOS. AOS, definitely love it, so. But definitely, yeah, it can be tough to get games, especially with events, because it's hard to get, like, be filming, 2 or 3 games for the channel a week, and then also, like, try to get practice games for, events. I rarely get practice games because of it. Because obviously the channel takes precedent, and with a child and family, it's hard to get more than like 2 or 3 games a week. Thomas, I'm happy to hear you're liking Sylvaneth. I'm really excited to get them on the channel soon. I haven't put that army up for a vote yet because it's all downstairs. I want to get the Lady of Vines and at least like my first unit of archers painted up so I can run a bunch of the new stuff with it. So I'm going to do that in the near future. And actually, like, this is going to be a little spoiler off topic. My Sylvaneth army was my first AOS army, and I liked the colors and the theme of it, but the basing for me leaves something to be desired, and I want to kind of take that army up a level. So this is an example of what my new bases are to be like for Sylvaneth stuff moving forward. Not sure if you can see that, but gonna go for some like kind of dark, spooky forest vibes with some glowing elements. But yeah, that stuff's gonna be coming soon, and I'll slowly, just going to do it with the new stuff, and then as I have time, I will go back with the old Sylvaneth stuff and kind of update it as well. Yeah, I'm pumped for Sylvaneth. I'm pumped for Soulblight. I'm so curious how the meta is going to change things right now with like the new book, the new GHB and everything. So it's definitely going to shake things up. Like I literally a week ago or 2 weeks ago was at a small GT and I had a Sylvaneth or an Idoneth list I loved, and it's like I don't even know if it's going to be viable anymore. Is running 40 Thralls and 40 Reavers. And while there are some perks to being 1 wound battle line infantry, there are also some severe downsides to it now. So I'm not sure if that list is going to be viable. Guys. Look, this is these guys were their level 1. This is their lowest level. For their obviously still very high quality painting, very good work. But like, just an example, even the like quote unquote lower level stuff is fantastic. And these last dailies out, I still don't know if I found a unit leader. What do you think of the new battle plans and rules? I, in general, am one that like, I gotta get reps to really get a feel for things. I haven't obviously had much of a chance to do that yet without, I mean, no one, as the rules are so new. I'm cautiously optimistic. Some of the battle plans look wild, and very different, which isn't a bad thing at all. But just gonna take some getting used to. We're gonna be playing. Like I haven't even played them all yet. I've only played like 1 or 2 of them actually. So pumped to get a feel for them all. I love these little skeletons. If it will focus. Oh yeah, those last skeletons. I honestly can't. Is it the unit leaders have the mace? Is the unit leaders on the skeletons? Connor, I'm in the same mindset actually. I think Eels could see a resurgence with the new book or the new GHB because they are not Galatian veterans, so they're a good kind of assassin-y unit. And I think at the start of the edition, we're going to see a ton of people really capitalizing on the battalions that gives the +1 damage against Galatian veteran units. This should be a cycle, because if we see a lot of like the Galatian veteran, anti-Galatian veteran lists, we're not going to see many Galatian veteran lists, which means then the anti-Galatian veterans building that way doesn't pay off, and stuff that's prepared to counter that, like I know like there are lists out there that already will, you know, counter the elite stuff. That will come back, and then if that drives away the anti-Galatian veteran stuff, the Galatian veteran stuff could come back or have more viability. It'll be a balance. You always see a mix of everything, but it'll be very interesting to see kind of what ends up being, you know, kind of the dominant strategies in the meta. So yeah, show off a couple more models here. Look at this cute little Fel Bat. Love the green. Love this green. So spooky. These guys are gonna look so good on the tabletop. Red Undead, yeah, I think you're right. A couple of the spears are like held somewhat aloft. Oh yeah, but there are like some like different weapons. Like there's most of them have spears. Some of them has. Oh, actually, we built 20 with spears, 20 with swords, and it all has one profile anyway, so it doesn't matter. But there's like, I mean, this halberd guy looks like he's probably a unit leader for the spearmen dudes, and then the club wielding guy for the swords. Yeah, so I think you're right. The like super high arm dudes, probably the unit leaders. What is the new AS army? It is Soulblight Gravelords, as you can see. Look at this, is definitely to be the centerpiece of the army. One of them. But we have some. This is. No. Well, that's in Drabby. So this is our Vampire Lord on foot, obviously, but yeah, one of the models from the Warband. I just love this model, so took advantage of some of the sweet alternates. So yeah, and then this is the other heroes. Their alternate model, it was the, I don't know, store special model or something. We're to be using her. I guess we could use her as a Vampire Lord too, but primarily to be using her as a Necromancer. She kind of, with the flowing robes and whatnot, she's more similar to the Necromancer, so that's the plan. And that's our new Soulblight army. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys are as pumped as I am to get it on the channel. Again, we're filming a bunch of games this week. If you're a premium member, you would have been voting on, we put up 2 votes yesterday, so go get your votes in if you haven't already, as we're filming one game tonight, which is looking like it's to be Tzeentch versus Khorne. And tomorrow, it looks like we're to be filming this Soulblight army for the first time on the channel against Ironjaws is leading the way in the vote right now. We'll see if that pans out. And what else? Then we had to delay. We delayed some of the games because of the new GHB. We didn't want to film more games last week and then have more content that was kind of quote unquote outdated. But we're through our backlog now, so everything coming out next week will be the new GHB. And one of the games we delayed was Bridges Slaves to Darkness versus My Idoneth Deepkin, and we have some special stuff planned for that match as well, so it's going to be an exciting couple weeks of AOS. I'm pumped. And this exciting couple battle reports coming up, so I hope you guys are excited as well. Don't forget, actually, we have a premium member game coming out tomorrow. I was exporting the video this morning. Might come out today, so if you want to check it out, join our premium membership. As Shannon did in the chat just now. Thank you, Shannon, so much for joining the premium membership. What game is it? It's Legion of the First Prince versus Daughters of Cain, and it's actually our first look at the new Daughters book on the channel. I was playing Daughters. I was super pumped. We have the Gladiatrix in there with some Sisters of Slaughter, and then some of the normal staples of Daughters of Cain. Again, looking to get that army expanded in the near future. But yeah, some exciting stuff coming up on the channel. This game tomorrow is the old GHB. Old, like it's not even, the new one's not even out yet. But it's the 2021 GHB, and it's still a great look at the armies though. Obviously, Legion of the First Prince still had the downside of prime targets or priority targets, but just a good look. It'll still be a good look up at, you know, just of how those armies play on the table, and especially the new Daughters of Cain, some new tools. So the new battle scroll, or sorry, battle tome. So very pumped for that. Very pumped to get some more Daughters and stuff painted up in the near future as well. How do you know about finding tournaments in Canada? Dr. Butsy asks. Facebook is great. Follow your local game stores. So if you're in the GTA, there's like X Planet, Critical Hit, Game Night down in London, Max Aggression Gaming over in, you know, Josh runs those events. I don't know if he posts them through Max Aggression, but and also join an AOS Canada Discord and Facebook group that you can join to ask about events or places to follow. And you'll find people in your local areas or local provinces, hopefully. And so that's one way. But Facebook is where a lot of the events get posted. You can also search on West Coast Pairings if you download the app, or just go on the web Best West pairings, I think you can do it location based and just try and find events within proximity of you. Most of the events in Ontario at least use BCP, and so you can often find them that way. Saskatchewan, I don't know. Should connect if you're on Twitter. I know he's not in Saskatchewan, but Budtastic guy. Bud is mid central Canada. I think he's in Manitoba, but he may be connected with local communities out there. So that's an option as well. Trying to find people. Yeah. If you're on Twitter, that just shoot me a message or tweet at me, and I'll try and connect you with some people who might know the scene out there. You know, there's a good scene in Alberta as well. It sounds a couple. So, yeah, guys, that's it. This is our Soulblight army. I'm so pumped to have it on the channel finally. I didn't name all these characters because they're so cool. Soulblight is a beautiful army. Vampires, especially gory, glowy vampires. Favorite kind. Yeah, guys. Again, thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed this little first look at the Soulblight army. We're so pumped to get it on the tabletop tomorrow, actually. And again, want to say a big thank you to Art W for painting this army up beautifully for us. If you are interested in commission, definitely check them out. Do beautiful work, ship worldwide, as we're seeing here. They shipped it to us in Canada and packed very well. So like we had like one minor casualty of just like art coming apart at its natural seam. So very easy to glue and fix that up. But big shouts to them for doing such a good job packing, such a good job painting. I can't wait to get it on the table, show it off some more, get some more hero shots in our battle report tomorrow. That's about it. Again, I can't say how excited I am for everything coming up on the channel. Hope you guys are excited as well. And we'll see you all soon. Battle report. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.